Welcome to Gold Cipher. If you filed your federal tax return and later discovered a mistake, a missing form, forgotten income, wrong filing status, or a deduction you didn't claim, this video is for you. The IRS has a formal process to correct filed returns. It's called Form 1040-X, the Amended U.S. Individual Income Tax Return. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when to use it, how to complete it correctly, and what to expect after you file. Mistakes on tax returns are more common than most people realize. Brokerage firms issue corrected 1,099s after the February deadline. Employers send corrected W-2s. People discover they qualified for credits they didn't claim, or they used the wrong filing status. The IRS anticipates this, which is why Form 1040-X exists. An amendment can work in either direction. If you overpaid, missed a deduction, used the wrong status, overlooked a credit, amending generates an additional refund. If you underpaid, forgot to report income, amending proactively is always treated more favorably than waiting for the IRS to find it. The time window matters. You have 3 years from the original filing due date to amend and claim additional money back. After that window closes, the IRS keeps any additional refund you were owed permanently. And does amending trigger an audit? No, not automatically. The vast majority of amended returns are processed and closed without any further inquiry. 6 situations that require a Form 1040-X. First, you received a corrected tax document, a corrected 1099, B, A, W-2C, or an amended K-1. If the correction changes your tax liability, amend. Second, you forgot to report income, freelance work, rental income, cash payments. Amend now before the IRS receives a matching document from the payer. Third, you used the wrong filing status. The difference between filing single and head of household is substantial. The standard deduction is thousands of dollars higher. If you qualify for head of household and filed as single, amending can produce a meaningful refund. Fourth, you missed a deduction or credit. The Earned Income Tax Credit, Child Tax Credit, Education Credits, IRA deductions, these are worth amending for. Fifth, you made a major item error in reported income, deductions, or credits. Note, the IRS automatically corrects simple math errors and sends you a notice. Those don't require a 1040-X. But errors in what was reported do. Sixth, you need to change dependents due to divorce, a custody change, or a birth during the tax year. 5 situations where you do not need to file a 1040-X. First, simple math errors. The IRS computers catch these automatically. They send you a notice. Respond to that notice. Don't file an amendment. Second, you forgot to attach a W-2 or schedule, but the income was reported correctly. The IRS will request the missing document by mail. Respond to their letter. Third, the IRS already sent you a notice about this exact issue. Respond to the notice directly. Filing a duplicate 1040-X causes delays and confusion. Fourth, you're still waiting on your original refund. The original return must finish processing before you file an amendment. Filing during active processing creates a conflict that can delay both. Fifth, the change is extremely small, under $50. The accuracy is always preferred, but consider whether the effort is proportionate. 5 steps to complete and file Form 1040-X. Step 1. Gather your original return. You need a complete copy, every schedule, form, and supporting document you filed. Step 2. Collect all corrected or new information. The corrected 1099, the overlooked deduction receipts, or whatever triggered the amendment. Know the exact dollar amounts involved. Step 3. Complete Form 1040-X. Column A shows the original amounts. Copy these directly from your filed return. Column B shows the net change, the difference between what you reported and what the correct number should be. Column C shows the corrected total, which is column A plus or minus column B. Part 3 requires a written explanation. Be specific. What changed, why, and what document supports it. Step 4. Attach only what's relevant. New or corrected forms, affected schedules. Don't reattach everything from the original return. Step 5. File. For tax years 2020 and forward, you can e-file the 1040X through most major tax software. For earlier years, mail it to the IRS address listed in the 1040X instructions for your state. Use certified mail if mailing so you have proof. The structure of Form 1040X is straightforward once you understand the three-column approach. Column A is the anchor. It's your original return, exactly as filed. Don't adjust anything here. Column B is the net change. If you're adding income you forgot, it's a positive number. If you're adding a deduction you missed, it's a negative number. Column C is the corrected figure, column A adjusted by column B. Part 3 is where most people undersell themselves. The IRS requires a written explanation of what changed and why. I made a mistake is not sufficient. A well-written Part 3 entry looks like this. Received corrected 1099, B from Fidelity dated March 8, 2025, showing $2,400 in additional proceeds not included in original return. Column A reflects original figures. Column B reflects the correction. That level of specificity gets your amendment processed efficiently. Vague explanations get flagged for follow-up. The 3-year rule is one of the most important deadlines in tax law, and most people don't know it exists. You have 3 years from the original due date of your return, not from when you actually filed it, to amend and claim a refund. If you filed your 2021 return on April 15, 2022, the deadline to claim additional money back through an amendment is April 15, 2025. After that date, the IRS keeps any additional refund you were owed permanently. There are very limited exceptions. If you amend because you owe more underpaid taxes, there is no refund deadline on your side. But the IRS has 3 years to audit your original return, and interest on any additional amount you owe runs from the original due date. Don't wait. Whether you e-filed or mailed your original return, the 3-year clock starts from the statutory due date, typically April 15th, not from the actual filing date. After you file your 1040X, here's what happens. Processing takes 16 weeks or longer, up to 20 weeks during peak season. This is normal. Amended returns are processed in a separate queue from original returns and require human review. Do not call the IRS before 16 weeks have passed. Agents cannot provide status information before processing is complete, and calling early doesn't change the timeline. Track your amendment status at IRS.gov/amended. The tool becomes available approximately 3 weeks after you file and shows 3 stages: received, adjusted, and completed. If your amendment results in an additional refund, it will arrive as a paper check mailed to your address. Not direct deposited, even if your original refund was direct deposited. If your amendment shows additional tax owed, pay at IRS.gov/payments as quickly as possible. The IRS charges interest on any additional amount from the original filing date, not from when you submitted the amendment. Does filing Form 1040X trigger an audit? No, not automatically. The IRS processes the vast majority of amended returns without any further inquiry. This is one of the most persistent myths around amendments, and it stops people from correcting returns when they should. What does raise scrutiny? Large and unexplained income changes, repeated amendments on the same tax year, or amendments that directly contradict IRS records with limited documentation. The solution is the same regardless. Document every change thoroughly, attach the supporting forms, and write a specific explanation in Part 3. A well-documented amendment is processed efficiently. An undocumented one creates uncertainty. Fix your return, document the change, file with confidence. 5 mistakes that slow down or invalidate your amended return. Mistake 1. Filing 1040X before your original return finishes processing. The IRS handles them in separate systems. Amending during active processing creates a collision that delays both. Wait for the original to complete. Mistake 2. Being vague in Part 3. I made a mistake or I forgot something is not an explanation. Specify what changed, the dollar amount, and what triggered it. Mistake 3. Using the wrong year's form. The 1040X is updated annually. Use the version for the specific tax year you're amending. E-filing automatically selects the correct version. Manual filers should verify. Mistake 4. Missing the 3-year refund window. Once it closes, you cannot claim additional refunds for that year. No extensions, no exceptions. Mistake 5. Not paying additional tax owed immediately. If you amend and discover you owe more, the IRS charges interest from the original filing date, not from when you filed the amendment. Pay at IRS.gov/payments as soon as the amendment is filed. Here is your amended return quick reference. Screenshot this slide. When to amend. Received a corrected tax document, forgot to report income, wrong filing status, missed a credit or deduction, changed dependents. Key deadlines. 3 years from the original due date to claim a refund. No limit if you owe more, but pay quickly. Track at IRS.gov/amended approximately 3 weeks after filing. Processing takes 16 to 20 weeks. How to file. Gather your original return and all schedules, collect corrected or new documents, complete 1040X with columns A, B, C, and a specific Part 3 explanation. Attach only relevant documents. E-file for tax years 2020 forward or mail with certified tracking. Your action. Check your 3-year window, gather your original return, and file at IRS.gov or through tax software. If you made a mistake on your federal return, fix it. Proactive corrections are almost always treated more favorably than IRS-discovered discrepancies. The process is straightforward. The form is available for free on IRS.gov, and e-filing is available for 2020 and forward. Don't let the 3-year window expire. Subscribe to Cipher for new financial intelligence every week.